Highly directional antennas are, again, used for point-to-point communications to provide network bridging, as we would call it, between two buildings. They really provide you what we would say is the most focused. What I said was like a spotlight, very narrow beam width, which also means a big increase in the gain, doesn't it, as we constrict that radio frequency, and more of any of the other types. So one of them might be things like a parabolic dish antenna. Well, you know, we have antennas like that. Many of you at your house have paid a lot of money for somebody to put holes in your roof so you can have that parabolic antenna, being able to come up here and get to you know, your satellite coverage up there in the sky so that you can get your TV shows, right? Very narrow, and that's why they're, you know, easier to have somebody install, I guess, to get that right aim. But you know, we see those. They could also be put up on very tall towers. One of the problems with putting these types of antennas on towers is that even though we can go a great distance with these, and we really can, by the way, the distance is somewhat affected by things like mountains and hills, and right, we still need what we call the line of sight for those communications. In fact, if they're too far away, the curvature of the Earth could also prove to be an interference. Again, you know, if you know, as an example, if you're sitting on a flat area of ground and you're looking off to the horizon, your visible distance is about 2 miles, right? When you're down here, you can see maybe 2 miles to the, if you got good eyes, and then you can't see anything else. Like if there's a city over here with a lot of skyscrapers, you're not going to see them. But if I elevate myself to a bigger height, then your line of sight becomes longer. And so those are other things we have to plan when we use these types of equipment or antennas, is you know, how high up do they have to be, how far is the distance, are there, you know, forests and trees and, you know, other obstacles that might be in your way. Now, beyond that, the grid antenna, basically, we see as a definition is the spacing of wires on a grid antenna is determined for the by the wavelength of the frequencies that the antenna is designed for. And I've got a better picture here to show you in a bit of some different examples of what you might see with these grid antennas.